following things. They are requesting for diaspora voting system,
Yes.
where Nigerians in diaspora to participate. That could be e-voting. That's already practiced in the United States of America. And then they are also talking about judicial
reforms.
The overhaul. To them, it's an overhaul. They want the judicial system to be completely overhauled, and so I think that one too is quite a good one. And then they are talking about electoral reforms, that some partisan persons within the system be expunged. How they were able to observe and understand that there are partisan members of INEC is what. However, they were able to research and come up with that. Who are they?
Because if you look at before, I think prior to the 2024 elections, right?
Yes.
Even Nigerians had raised a lot of concerns with the constitution of, INEC officials, especially when it had to do with the recs, because most of them had party affiliations, especially with the ruling party, which didn't sit well with a lot of Nigerians. So I'm not surprised that these youths who are protesting or who want to do this protest have actually, decided to harp on that, because it means that they are following the process. Calling for electoral reforms is also germane, because I remember that we were sold the new, let me say, the mantra that INEC was going to go digital and we'll be getting results in real time. Unfortunately, that couldn't happen, and then there were a lot of manipulations on the server, and then the same courts that had allowed for that ended up saying that it is at the the jurisdiction of INEC to decide whether they want to get results in real time or not. Who does that?
Yes, and of course, we also talk about security reforms, where they said they don't want the security agencies to continue in violation of human rights and all of that, which is another good one. When you're talking about good governance, security is also paramount, and restructuring of Nigeria is something that is going to give us a whole lot of headache, but I know it's achievable. The President Goodluck Jonathan in 2014 made an attempt through the National Confab to ensure that this was actualized, but all plans failed. However it failed is what we do not know, because our leaders didn't account for the reasons why restructuring attempts failed in 2014. But the documents are still there. And the president has started restructuring. I do not understand how the intending protesters, have their understanding about restructuring, because restructuring comes in different phases. The autonomy of the local government is part of restructuring, but according to them, they want a restructuring that is going to, capture the diverse ethnicity that we have in Nigeria, so that the northern part, the south and the eastern part, and all of this are carried along. However they want this to be carried along is another thing that I think they will need to explain.
From what they seem to be agitating for, it's like a return to what, because the House of Reps started this campaign, but it sort of died down at the House of Reps. Return to the parliamentary system, because there in that system each region was responsible for its own growth and development. Now, still speaking in that light, I think, like you said, President Tinubu is actually working at restructuring, because he has signed 2 bills, one for the Northeast Development Commission and one for the Southeast Development Commission. So if you look at, just like we have the Niger Delta Commission, even though it has its own pros and cons, but if you look at it, at least those are kind of genuine efforts to ensure that these regions have like a measure of control with how they grow, and also cater to their people. So, well, the youths have valid concerns, but I think they also need to sit down and also, acknowledge the fact that the government is doing its best. Yes.
And also acknowledge the fact that all of these things cannot be achieved in one day.
No,
it has to be a step-by-step approach.
Definitely
and
not.
Some of them, even the same persons who are making these demands, by the time full implementation of such demands is about to be made, they wouldn't.
They might end
they will cry foul, because
yes,
of course, because they wouldn't understand the real implication of having these demands fully implemented.
Like, for one, I would actually like to see that diaspora voting and the electoral reforms actually happen, because I feel that apart from diaspora voting and electoral reforms, I was hoping that there was a time when we had this not too young to run campaign. I was hoping that they will actually, because Showore at that point in time was one of the proponents, or people that was agitating for that. So I was hoping that this that not too young to run campaign can also, be one of their the issues in terms of independent candidacy.
Yes, but even the not too young to run, movement. How did it fare? Because let's look at it. How many youths are willing to independently, go in there and contest for various positions? Some of them would rather want to have themselves look as bodyguards to the bourgeois class. So this is something that we are trying to change.
Yeah.
We look at world president. We have young presidents that are less than 45 years in the country now.
The youngest member of parliament in the UK is 22 years old.
So what are we waiting for? So when you take a look at all of these things, you know that we are not fully ready for some of the things that we're talking about. But of course, I wish the Nigerian intending protesters well, but they should also listen to Mr. President. Yeah. Because for Mr. President to come up to say, I have heard you, I'm working on what you have asked me to do, it means he wants peace.
Yes.
Most of the times we're not good at protests. Most of the times we do it lawfully, and at a point we give it to the hot.
It's not escalated. So in as much as they are calling for, in as much as it's everybody's right to protest, and they are actually exercising that right, I hope and wish that it will be done as peacefully and as peacefully as possible.
Exactly. Yeah. And so, before we will begin to engage our guests, let us also tell you very briefly that the Senate President has displayed a gentlemanly kind of attitude on the floor of the red chambers. The President has, risen to the voice of justice by actually saying, I apologize to you, Senator Natasha Abboti. You remember when there was an altercation between Senator Natasha and
Mr.
Pabio, the Senate President, and just 2 days ago, he had told Natasha Abboti that, look, I'm really sorry for whatever I said to you. I didn't mean to communicate that way, but so far it went that way. I am here to tell you I'm sorry. And I like that when Africans begin to understand that the rights of the woman are the same as the rights of a man. I think we're moving towards a democracy that is robust. And so as for me, I wouldn't want people to continue to look at the side of what happened before, because once apologies are taken, and Natasha too accepted apologies. So it means we have a Senate that is working. I think we need to go on a break at this point in time. When we return, we will engage our guests for onward, discussion.
Benue Fashion Show Season 3 is here.
It's that time of the year for fashion designers, entrepreneurs, and fashion enthusiasts to shine.
This year, sale of forms for the competition begins from 15th April to 30th June 2024.
Pick a form at Benue Television, located at Special Duties Wing, Government House, Makudi. Form costs 5,000 Naira only.
Stage 1 screening begins on the 6th of July 2024. Great prizes await you.
The first prize, 1 million Naira. Second prize, 500,000 Naira. And third prize, 300,000 Naira. All prizes are inclusive of cash and fashion tools. Also, consolation prizes and gift items.
For sponsorship, partnership and inquiries, please call Benue TV Marketing on 0906 188 9838 or 0703 794 5569.
Benue Fashion Show,
embracing fusion fashion. Benue Fashion Show Season 3 is here.
It's that time of the year for fashion designers, entrepreneurs, and fashion enthusiasts to shine.
This year, sale of forms for the competition begins from 15th April to 30th June 2024.
Pick a form at Benue Television, located at Special Duties Wing, Government House, Makudi. Form costs 5,000 Naira only.
Stage 1 screening begins on the 6th of July 2024. Great prizes await you.